Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that each time we upload a brand new video, you are notified. So today, we're digging deep into the mystery. Why do men ghost women? Is it just lack of maturity, or is there something deeper going on? We're going to break it all down. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive right in.
When a man ghosts you, as a female, we have an urge for some reason, something's telling us inside that we need to tell them that we saw something. We saw something with them, or we thought that they led us on, and we want an explanation. That voice is going to make us want to text him, call him, have any sort of context with him so that we can have some sort of knowledge or explanation for all of this. But no answer is an answer. No response is a big response. Let that sink in. You are not his mother, and you are not there to tell him and teach him what he likes and what he wants. Of course, it's normal to feel like you're not good enough and you want that validation from someone, but we need to ask ourselves, why are we letting one single man upset us that much? One single man when there are billions and millions of men on this earth. We all have a choice. And that man had a choice. He had a choice to either explain to you that he is going to go ghost, that something's happening in his life, that you are not the one. Whatever that reason may be for his ghosting, he had a choice to tell you that and be a man. But he chose that easy way out. He chose to just ghost you and never respond. And what on earth does that say about him? Him not respecting your time, him not giving you any explanation to anything, him choosing the easy way out. This man has clearly some sort of issue without being able to be a man and step up to the plate and explain himself physically, emotionally, whatever that may be. But this would happen sooner or later in the relationship if you ever get there. He would take the easy way out. Maybe he'd take the easy way out and do something stupid. Maybe he would take the easy way out again and then ghost you further down the road. If you hop back into that conversation and says hello after a month's time or after a year's time, please, girl, do not let him waste any more of your time, because if he's choosing the easy way out now without respecting you, he's gonna do it again.
Because him ghosting was reflective of himself, his behavior, not your value as a woman. So check on him. He might not be doing well up here. In a scenario, you feel like maybe you could work things out with him, which, I mean, I really wouldn't recommend a guy who's ghosting people. Bad sign. But case to case. In a scenario that you want to give him another chance, you need to ask straight up, how have you changed since we last spoke? Because you need to know as a woman that this shit is not going to happen again. You're telling him you know your worth. You know you deserve better than a ghoster. Duh. So he needs to tell you how he's changed, and then he needs to follow it up with some action. Because remember, words are cheap. The things that come out of men's mouth literally means nothing, all right? The money is in the action. Communication is really important to me, and you don't meet that standard. But good luck with everything. What I wouldn't give to see a fuckboy's face when his phone lights up and he reads that text. If this guy ghosted you, you don't owe him anything. And honestly, the hot energy, I always say, is to remain unbothered. You don't care that this guy ghosted you. In fact, you hardly even noticed. You didn't save his number. You could easily respond, who is this? To show like, oh, sorry, I literally forgot about you because my life is flourishing. But it can be gratifying sometimes to respond with a text, especially to someone who there's no future with. Like, what's the loss here if you respond something sassy back? You're not going to date this ghoster guy anyway, so.
He's a coward. He's also immature. And above all on that list, he's actually stupid. That man, what he wanted, did not get it. Maybe he wanted money from you. Maybe he wanted to sleep with you. Maybe he wanted documents from you. Maybe he wanted to scam you. But you proved to be too smart for him, or you didn't have what he wanted from you. Maybe you pushed him away. Maybe you wanted a relationship and he didn't want that. Maybe you pushed it quickly. You wanted to make things move faster. You wanted a relationship as soon as possible. You wanted a marriage. You wanted him to even make you pregnant. In short, you rushed this guy Maybe this man has gone back to his woman or women. In short, he has no more time for you.
One, a man who is truly about you, wants to date you, takes you seriously, sees a future with you, will not ghost you under any circumstances. Okay, so let's get that clear. If somebody's ghosting you, you're feeling a ghosty vibe, a little spooky, he's not for you. The reason why men ghost, though, or why this might have happened to you, is because men typically do not have as many options as women. So a man is really never going to completely close the door on a situation, okay? Very rarely, I'm sure most of you out there, how many times have you gotten a message from a man saying, hey, I know we've been seeing each other, but I'm not feeling it. Best of luck to you. Like, it doesn't really happen that often. Because if he's been going out with you, there's an attraction there. Maybe you hooked up, maybe you didn't. But he wants to keep the door open just so he has the abundance of the options. So it's a safer option to just ghost, separate, pull back, and ghost rather than close the door in case he wants to come back. I'm not saying it's right, but that's kind of where the mindset is. It's not always malicious like that. So sometimes they just feel like, you know, instead of letting her down and saying something, maybe just pulling back and ghosting is a safer option depending on where you are in a relationship. But really the main reason why you're gonna get ghosting from men is to just keep the door open. If he slams it shut, says I'm not feeling anything, slams it shut, he can't really come back to you. But by leaving it a little ambiguous, he can always try to sneak back in there if he goes out to venture and the well is dry.
Ghosting. I freaking love it. I'm gonna say it again. I freaking love it. I love it. Why? Listen, I get it. It's frustrating. It's hurtful. You take it personally. What is wrong with me, Eli? Why does this keep happening? People don't love me. I'm not fantastic. Stop all that. We're gonna break it down right now. Why ghosting is a gift. Ghosting is a gift because you don't know someone until they're in an uncomfortable situation. You don't know someone until they have to make difficult choices. You don't know someone until they are dealing with stress. And this action of ghosting is telling you exactly who they freaking are. Exactly who they freaking are. They showed you who they are. Because let's break down ghosting. Ghosting is the easy way out. Ghosting is the immature action that you take. Ghosting is saying, I'm not mature enough to have real, honest conversations with people, so I have to do the immature thing and just bow out and run away. They are showing you who they are. And this is someone you could have wasted months to years with. You could have maybe even popped some babies with this immature human being. This is why when you break up with someone and they act super toxic, or maybe someone cheated, or maybe someone, again, ghosted or unmatched or all these other things without actually properly communicating, they are making a choice. They are making a choice, and that choice is a reflection of where they're at in their personal growth and what they see in the mirror. It has nothing to do with you. You're beautiful, fantastic, gorgeous human being. You. It has nothing to do with you. It's their own process. It's their own view of the world, and it does not correlate to you. And I get it. You're confused. You don't understand. You're frustrated. But guess what? You don't speak Mandarin. That's an entirely different language that you don't know because you're on an entirely different plane of self-awareness and abundance and maturity. Because those type of actions, the easy way out, the immature actions, it's hard to respect someone who succumbs and do those things. So why do you want someone that you wouldn't even respect as a person, as a friend, as a partner, and even as a husband? So rather than taking it personally and thinking there's something wrong with you, see it as human beings have a choice to make. And based on their choices, it shows you who they really are. And know that this was for you, not against you. And this gives you one step closer to find the person who's willing to have those real honest conversations with you. And just let the trash take itself out. Let the dirty dishes wash themselves. Let the nasty smudge on the ground, the caca stains, clean themselves, for Christ's sake. That is doing you a freaking favor. The universe is giving you a blank page to just recreate a new narrative for your life. Accept it. And see it as a gift, and watch your dating life be so much easier because of it.
Most people ghost, it's because they carry their own insecurities, their own pain, and or their own sense of deception. They are too weak, insecure, feel inadequate, need to compensate by being in control, by ending the relationship. Maybe there's a fear of abandonment, there's a fear of rejection. That the weak comment isn't a judgment call on them. There's a weakness in the nervous system, there's a weakness in the mind that says, if I don't take control of the situation, if I don't hurt someone else, then someone else is going to hurt me. And unfortunately, those that get ghosts just collateral damage for those that are ghosting. So recognize that it's not your fault and it's not your responsibility. Now, you must grieve that process and you must address whatever insecurities or pain come up for you as well. If you're feeling a sense of loss or low self-worth, or that this is a pattern in your life, again, it's not your fault, but look at that. Take this as an opportunity to slow down your dating and really get clear on who you are, what you want, what your boundaries are, and what your value is.
If you're like wondering, why did he ghost me? 1. He has commitment issues. You like this guy, so you idealize him. He probably has issues, and now that he knows because of your behavior, because you showed him interest, he now thinks, oh wow, I'm so overwhelmed. She's so amazing. How am I gonna handle all this stuff? Dump him now. His lack of commitment will halt your relationship. 2nd, he ghosted you because you are beautiful. Trust me, you are amazing, and this is why he ghosted you. Guys give zero attention to women that they're not attracted to physically. So if he gave you some attention and then he ghosted you, you are beautiful and the problem is with him. And also some really toxic guys who are hurt inside from previous experiences. They ghost women on purpose because they're beautiful to sort of revenge on their past. They ghost her on purpose to sort of feel good about themselves because they themselves were really hurt by a beautiful woman in the past. 3. He has some kind of mental problems that he ghosted you because literally that behavior in most cases is not normal. It's toxic, hurtful, and disrespectful. It can be some kind of antisocial behavior or like a big personality problem.
The reason is always that he doesn't actually know how to communicate his thoughts and feelings. And it's easier for him to just drop out and ghost than it is for him to confront what's actually going on and communicate it to the other person. So he likely has an avoidant attachment style combined with low emotional maturity, a selfish view of life, and especially an avoidance of conflict. And in order for him to communicate properly, he would actually have to connect with his own thoughts or feelings, process them, be able to communicate them in a healthy way, and understand how to do all of that. And because he doesn't know how to do it, it's just easier to drop out and ghost. So any guy that behaves this way has a responsibility, not just to himself, but to his hopeful future partner, that he's able to actually connect and communicate his emotions, because otherwise there's no way he's going to be able to get out of this hole.
So what exactly is ghosting? Ghosting is when someone you've been dating or talking to suddenly cuts all communication with no explanation. They vanish. No text, no calls, no replies. One moment they're there and the next they've just disappeared, gone. If you've ever been ghosted, you know just how confusing and painful it can be. Let's talk about some common situations where ghosting tends to happen. It's not always because someone is a bad person. Sometimes the situation makes ghosting feel like the easiest option. Ghosting can happen in any relationship, but today we're focusing on why men tend to ghost women. Let's explore some of the common reasons. The first reason is avoid conflict. Some men are simply uncomfortable with the idea of saying, I'm not interested. They feel it's easier to disappear than face an awkward moment conversation. By ghosting, they sidestep emotional discomfort of having to explain themselves. And my second point is emotional unavailability. Sometimes, ghosting stems from emotional unavailability. A man may realize he's not ready for a relationship after initially showing interest. When things start to get more serious or feelings deepen, he might pull away because he's not prepared to handle the emotional side of things. And my third point is immaturity or insecurity. In other cases, ghosting happens because the man isn't mature enough to handle open communication in a relationship. He may feel insecure, inadequate, or fear rejection, so he ghosts as a way of avoiding potential emotional pain or commitment. And now to my fourth reason, which is the last but obviously not the least, is societal and cultural factors. Beyond individual reasons, society and culture also play a huge role in ghosting. Modern dating is more complex than ever, with apps, social media, and texting shaping how we communicate. Dating apps have made people feel more disposable. With endless matches just a swipe away, it's easy to ghost because the person might feel like they have plenty of other options. It's the paradox of choice. More options can make it harder to commit. There you go, guys. That's all we had for you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Subscribe for more and see you in the next video. Bye.